Okay, good evening.
evening.
Welcome to the November 13th, 2024 Claims Meeting. Clerk, would you please call the roll? I'd like to call the meeting to order.
Councilman Wall,
Here.
Councilman Paplaskas, Council Vice President Vargas, Councilman Ferry,
Here.
Councilwoman Haroyan. Present. Councilman Donegan,
Present.
Councilman Campiano.
Present.
All right, first up on the docket would be public comment. This would be public comment on docketed matters. Is there anyone in the chambers this evening that would like to speak on docketed matters? You will have 3 minutes. There being none, I'll move on to public comment online.
There's no public comment.
There's no public comment at this time. We'll now close public comment. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I was just gonna finish. I appreciate the, all right, pursuant to Rhode Island General Laws 42465A2. And the motion has been made and seconded. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry.
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan.
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano.
Okay, we're in executive session. Thank you. Right. At this time, I'm going to take a motion to return to the open session.
So moved.
Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano.
Yes.
For the record, let me state that there were votes taken during the executive session. At this time, I'm going to take a motion to seal the executive session
So
minutes.
moved.
Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano.
Yes.
Time we're going to take a motion to approve of the minutes from the October seventh, 2024 regular meeting.
So moved.
Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan, Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
And now we're going to look for a motion to approve of the sealed minutes from the executive session of the meeting of October seventh, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Would you please call the roll?
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano.
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Being no further business before this body, I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
In favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, signify by saying nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. This meeting is adjourned.
This meeting will start in about 5 minutes. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the Safety Services and Licensing Committee meeting for Wednesday, November 13th. Madam Clerk, please take a roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Present.
Council Vice President Vargas, Councilwoman Horoyan,
Present.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Present.
Councilman Paplaskas, Councilman Wall,
Here.
Council President Reno.
Present.
Next, I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes of the October 7th meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote on that.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan, Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Reno.
Yes.
Next, I'd like to open up the meeting to public comment. Is there anyone here in council chambers that would like to testify on any docketed items tonight? This is the Safety Services Meeting and Licenses Committee. So if there's something on that docket that you came to testify about, this is the time that you would do it. Okay. Is there any public testimony on Zoom?
I'm seeing no public comment.
Ma'am, do you want to make sure that it's not now that you wanted to talk? Oh, no, okay, no. All right. This is the, okay, it's nothing to do with zoning or ordinances. Okay, so I would at this time like to close public comment. Wait a minute, hold on.
Through the chair, the clerk just reminded me, there may be some confusion because zoning was scheduled for tonight, so they may be confused and think this is the zoning meeting. It's not. There was an advertisement that it was canceled. I'm sorry, Ron. My understanding is continued to next month. That's all I know. And well, I'm being told by the clerk it was posted as canceled and it's scheduled for next week. Next month, I'm sorry.
The zoning board is not controlled by the city council. So I wasn't even aware of that myself. I guess I would call City Hall tomorrow morning.
Through the chair, I would
Yes.
suggest they call Stan Pikel. He's the secretary of the zoning board. And he's the one that posts the agendas and sends out the notices.
And he has an office in City Hall.
Building inspections on Saconaset.
Building inspections on Saconaset Road, Stan Pikel. Is that right, Pikel?
Pikul.
Pikul. Sorry about that. Aren't you glad I asked? Okay, where were we? Next, open up public hearings. The first item on here, I would like to have a motion to continue Mike's collision license to next month.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote on moving Mike's collisions license to next month.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Reno.
Yes.
Okay. Next, before we get started, I just wanted to make a little bit of a statement. We have many businesses that are trying to renew their licenses tonight or get new licenses tonight. And the clerk's office has done a remarkable job putting this agenda together tonight, trying to follow up and get all the missing pieces from a lot of the businesses. Okay, and I spent some time on the phone today talking with the clerks and talking to Attorney Videcchia, and to be the most business friendly for this block of licenses that we have, Roman numeral number 5, we all agree that we would like to have a motion to approve all the licenses in this block, subject to all the required documents, payments, and I'm going to have Attorney Videcchia explain to you what the BCI clearances would be.
Thank you, Chair. So, as you know, in the past, what we have done with outstanding items that still need to be produced, we have granted but not issued the license until the underlying conditions have been met. And we'll continue to do that, as the chairman just indicated. As far as the BCI check goes, the clerk has sent me a package. They actually sent it last week regarding the applicants who are on the calendar tonight. I have reviewed those BCI reports, and the state law under Title III basically states that if a person has a conviction, that would authorize a denial of the license. However, it doesn't end there. Rhode Island has also passed other legislation. They passed it in 2020, and they've really tightened up the conditions upon which a town or a city can deny someone an occupational license. And they've made it very clear that it takes more than just a prior criminal history. The whatever offense is contained on a BCI report has to directly relate to the occupation that they are seeking or to the license they are seeking. And there are various factors that have to be weighed, the remoteness of the conviction, a whole bunch of things. I'm satisfied, if you trust my judgment, that none of these BCIs that I have reviewed would qualify as disqualifying circumstances for any of the license applicants tonight. Now, the chairman brought up a good point, because some of the BCIs are not in yet. And his question was, well, what happens if, one comes in next week or 3 days from now or 4 days from now? Because if we deny it tonight based on that, they would have to wait another month before they would be able to obtain their license. So what I've suggested is that we adopt a policy whereby, as the clerk receives BCI checks from the applicants, that the clerk's office forward those BCIs to me, unless I see something that I think is serious enough to warrant a disqualification or a denial, the license will issue. So I think it's probably the cleanest way we can do this. And as the chairman stated, we certainly want to be business friendly. We don't want people having to wait unnecessarily to obtain their licenses. And it's a pretty high hurdle to deny someone a license, even with prior criminal history. But I'm keeping a close watch on that. I've done criminal law for nearly 40 years. And believe me when I tell you that you probably wouldn't understand half of what's on these BCI reports. I've looked at these for 40 years. I know how to interpret them. So if you are willing to grant that discretion to the solicitor's office through myself, that would be the policy we would have going forward.
Does anybody have any questions? This is the motion and we're gonna be looking for now. I'd like to have a motion to approve all the licenses in Block 5, Roman numeral 5, subject to required documents, payments, and BCIs cleared by the solicitor's office.
So moved.
Any discussion? So we're taking that as number 5 as a block. Madam Clerk, please take a vote on that.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Council Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Now I need a motion to approve the block.
Motion to approve the block.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilman Horan,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano.
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, that is wonderful. Now, we're going to move on to Roman numeral number 6, show cause. I'm going to ask Attorney Videcchia to please come up to the podium and explain to us what's going on in reference to the pregame lounge.
Yes, thank you, Chair. First of all, is there anyone from Attorney Heeman's office? Come on up, please. Hello, can you just state your name for the record, please?
Good evening. My name is Stacy Thompson. I am here on behalf of
Could you speak directly into the microphone, please? Thank you.
on behalf of 401 Nightlife LLC, DBA Pregame Lounge.
Thank you. So through the chair and to the members of the committee, obviously the pregame lounge is no stranger to the committee. Just to explain to you and to put what we're doing tonight into proper perspective, you may recall it was probably maybe a year ago, maybe a little bit more, where we had a hearing and revoked the entertainment license of the pregame lounge. And that revocation was ultimately upheld by the Rhode Island Supreme Court. There was an appeal taken from that. Now, I want to say approximately 6 months ago, you may recall, we had another hearing, show cause hearing. At that time, I asked the committee on behalf of the administration for revocation of the victualling license as well as the liquor license, the BV license. Now, at that time, one of the two proprietors was charged with a very serious drug offense and was not present for that hearing because, frankly, he was locked up at the ACI. The other principal of the LLC, and I forget her name, is Jackie?
Jackie. Yeah.
She was here, but she did not have time to hire an attorney. She did not have time to put on a case. We proceeded on an emergency type basis. I asked for the votes. The committee voted to revoke both the victualling license and the liquor license at that time. Subsequent to that date, I have had discussions with Attorney Heeman. He ended up entering an appearance on behalf of the pregame lounge. He asked for a full hearing so that would enable him to put a case on and evidence on behalf of his client. And I thought that was a reasonable request because what we did the first time was an emergency basis. And as you know, I tend to be a stickler when it comes to due process. And I firmly believe that's the reason the Rhode Island Supreme Court upheld us the first time, is because we gave due process. So hopefully all of you remember, I think it was last week, may have been the week before, I circulated a memorandum which was filed by Attorney Heeman on behalf of his client. So the record now is complete in the sense that the city's presented its side, the LLC and its representatives have presented their side. So now we've had a complete hearing, so to speak. So now that that's been done and the evidence has all been submitted by both sides, I am asking for another vote tonight. The city is asking for 2 votes. We have not changed our position. We still maintain that the victualling license should be revoked and that the liquor license should be revoked based on all of the evidence which we submitted at the prior hearing. And so the record is nice and clean. I will state that the city is going to incorporate by reference all of the evidence that was submitted. We had the testimony of Major Padalano. Oh, I'm sorry, actually Chief Winquist, I believe, testified at that time, as well as, I want to say, some 9 or 10 exhibits, which were all police reports and things of that nature. I'm not going to refile and rehash all of that. I'm simply going to incorporate that into this presentation. So all we need tonight from the committee is another vote on the revocation of the victualling license and a separate vote on the revocation of the liquor license. At that point in time, it will be out of our hands. The appeal process will then take place, and DBR, Superior Court, and the Supreme Court will deal with it from that point on.
Should I do the motion before we let her speak, the applicant speak?
And I don't mean to, you certainly can speak. I've spoken with Attorney Heeman. And hopefully we're on the same wavelength. Hopefully you understand where we're coming from. I certainly want to give you whatever opportunity you would like to speak to the committee, but we're not going to hold another hearing and submit more evidence. If you want to just make some comments, by all means.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
May I allow her to speak before we do a motion?
Sure, yes.
Good evening. Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Attorney Stacy Thompson. I'm with Darrow Everett at 1 Turk's Head Place in Providence, 02903, Suite 1200. And as Solicitor just mentioned, I'm here today on the victualling license issue, and it was my understanding that the liquor license issue had been postponed until December 9th.
No. That's a little mix up. What's happening there is, I don't want to confuse things any more than necessary. Department of Business Regulation is going to hold a hearing on Attorney Heeman's emergency motion on the liquor license only.
Got it.
So I indicated to Catherine Warren, the hearing officer, that the committee would be meeting tonight, would be taking another vote. So that hearing will proceed on the 9th, but it really doesn't affect
Understood.
anything we're doing tonight.
Thank you. Understood. You have our papers. We have presented our brief with voluminous amounts of exhibits as to why we believe that the revocation should not happen. And, you know, in the interest of brevity, I'm not going to rehash that. They've been submitted, and you have our position in front of you.
Thank you.
So Chairman, at this point in time, I would ask on behalf of the administration is requesting revocation once again of the victualling license and revocation of the liquor license, but I'm asking for 2 separate votes. It's very important that we have 2 separate votes.
At this time, I'd like to have a motion to revocate the Class BV liquor license for 401 Nightlife LLC DBA pregame lounge located at 349 Dyer Avenue.
So moved.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas. Yes. Council President Marino.
Yes.
At this time, I'd like to have a motion to revoke the victualling license for 401 Nightlife LLC DBA pregame lounge located at 349 Dyer Avenue.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas.
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
So both licenses are revoked at this time. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next, we're moving on to Roman numeral number 7, committee business matters carried over. I'd like to have a motion to continue the auto repair license for J&J Corp.
Motion to continue.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote on continuing that license.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas.
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, next we have a new Class BV liquor license for Los Homies LLC DBA La Esquina located at 407 Laurel Avenue. It looks like all the paperwork is in. Do I have a motion to approve that?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to ask if there's, I guess you're the applicant. Could you please step forward, state your name and address?
Nicholas Matlock, attorney for Los Homies. Address is 123 North Main Street, Suite 305, Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay, do we have any questions or discussion from the committee?
Yes. The hours written here are not what we agreed on in the meeting. I am not okay with this hours of the liquor license or business. I've had constituents call me. I thought we had agreed on 8 p.m. weeknights for the alcohol license and later 10 o'clock for weekends.
So I'm not sure how that got mixed up, but we're in agreement with you on that. That is the hours that are intended on there. I think that there was a paperwork issue there. The only thing we were hoping was to be able to do the start time earlier. So a 9 a.m. start time to be able to serve breakfast, obviously not involving the liquor license at that point as much, but just having the 10 p.m. on Friday, Saturday. A 9 p.m. if we could get it, but an 8 p.m. if that's what the committee so desires for the weekdays, for Sunday through Thursday.
Till 1, so I cannot be in favor of any of this. We had discussed different times, and if we were to approve till 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, after you've been open for some time, you can come back and ask for longer hours. But being in such a residential area, I'm fully against these hours.
Okay, evidently we had agreed to reduce the hours. Is there any record of that?
Through the chair, I think that was just carried over from last month's agenda. And I apologize, the hours were erroneously not corrected. But there was an agreement, I believe, by the applicant with the early hours.
Do you recall what the hours were that we agreed to?
I do believe that we did not come to final hours on that. I do remember 8 o'clock was the recommendation there, but there was certainly 1 p.m. universally understood to not be acceptable. 10 p.m. on the weekends was certainly all the way through. And if 8 p.m. is the current consensus, we're happy to abide by that. Certainly opening, and then we would make another motion as you indicated, after a period of time.
So what are the hours we're proposing?
I thought we had agreed to 9 p.m. because we said that you would need time to close up, go outdoors to a dumpster, and the neighbors had come here to speak against this business altogether. So I thought we had agreed on 8 p.m. during the week and 9 on weekends, because I asked the question, do you expect people to be eating at 9 p.m.? And they said it could happen. And I believe it was Councilman Donegan, who it's in his district, said 8 p.m. during the week and 9 on weekends. I have a very busy district right over here. I have a restaurant right on Reservoir Ave, and I checked, they're 8 o'clock during the week and 9 during the weekends, and they're extremely successful.
Solicitor Videcchia?
Through the chair, I think that there's a relatively simple solution. All we need to do is discuss it, make a motion to approve subject to the hours that the committee agrees upon. So whatever hours the committee feels are appropriate, submit that in the form of the motion. If it passes, it passes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We don't need to go back in time, and whatever the committee feels is appropriate.
Right, so you withdraw my original motion and make a second motion, and please listen, if I heard correctly, motion to the hours of opening being during the weekdays, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., correct? And on the weekends, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., correct? That's my motion.
Weekend being Saturday and Sunday, or Friday, Saturday and Sunday?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'll write that in my notes. Good question.
Right, so we have a motion to approve the license with the hours being 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Thursday, and 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, we in agreement with that?
Yes.
All right, do I have a second?
Get that.
Any discussion or questions for the applicant on that, on those hours? Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan,
Yes,
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, so this is approved now and it'll come before the full council at the end of the month.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, if,
We have one more other item on there, Councilman Ferry,
I'm sorry.
victualizing, victualizing. Right beneath it, under private detective. The victualling.
Oh,
license.
want to do the, I'd have to do a motion, to take the,
No, I'm just saying that, so they don't leave,
Yeah.
you should just stick around.
yeah, you have one more item, but I'd have to take the meeting out of order. We have, you can sit down for a minute. Thank you, Vice President. All right, the next item on here is a private detective license renewal for Thomas Giorgio. Is Thomas Giorgio here? He is not. This was continued from last month.
I believe the clerk has an update for us on that.
Madam Clerk?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you recall, the application was continued last month because there were some questions on the application that the applicant had not answered. And the committee continued to this meeting and asked the applicant to be present to answer those questions. However, when I consulted with Colonel Winquist and the solicitor with regard to those questions, it was indicated that those should not be on the application. The application has been amended. The applicant has completed the new application. And we advised him it wasn't necessary for him to be here to answer those questions since they were no longer relevant.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote on that private detective license.
Councilman Ferry?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horian?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Wall?
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas? Yes. Council President Marino?
Yes.
Okay, next we have the victualling license for Los Homies. And I would like to have a motion to approve this license subject to the Rhode Island Department of Health license letter, which is in the portal. It should be in any day now. And the hours changed to Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I have a second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote on that victualling license.
Councilman Ferry?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horian?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Wall?
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
Okay, you're all set with that. As long as you get the Rhode Island Department of Health approval, that license will be issued to you at that time. All right.
Through the chair, if I
Yeah.
may, just as a point of information, you cannot serve liquor until you have a victualling license, just, okay, thanks.
Okay, have a good night. Next, we have, I need a motion to continue Naga Brew Haven.
Motion to continue.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote on continuing Naga Brew Haven.
Councilman Ferry?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horian?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Wall?
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
Okay. Have I missed anything yet? Next, Roman numeral number 8, new matters before the committee. We have an amusement machine license for Pinku Mochi Donut Cafe. Is anybody here from Pinku Mochi Donut Cafe? I don't think you would need to be here for amusement. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horian?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Wall?
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
Next, we have Body Works personnel license. Am I saying that right? Personnel or personal? Personnel. Body Works personnel. Is there anyone here from that establishment? Please step forward, state your name and address for the record.
My bring an employee here. His name is Chen Hong. It's at 1285 Park Avenue.
I can't understand what he's saying.
So my name is Zheng Guan Chen. I bring my employee here. So his name is Chen Hong.
He brought his employee. Oh.
You want? State your name and address for the record.
My name is Hong Chen. It's 1285 Park Avenue.
Okay. May I have a motion to approve the license first?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion or questions for the applicant?
You living at that address also, or is that a work address?
Any other questions? Okay, all right.
Hi, can you just, if you can, just explain just what the business is? Your business. Is it a, is it the foot massage, like acupuncture, like the acupuncture on the foot? Yes. And what are your hours? The time you're gonna be open and close? 9:30 in the morning? And you, at 10, Monday,
So Monday to Saturday.
Okay.
Would be 10 to 9 for 9:30. And then Saturday and then 10 to 9.
okay, thank you.
Okay, Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas.
Yes.
Council President Reno.
Yes.
Okay, we all set? Thank you.
Have a good night.
Next, we have an indoor entertainment license for Cafe Knightsville, LLC DBA Balazio. Is there anyone here from that establishment?
Evening, Mr. Chairman.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Attorney Christopher Maselli, 1052 North.
Is that green light on?
Yes, it is. I'm sorry. Christopher Maselli, 1052 North Main Street, Providence, Rhode Island. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, explain a little bit about your business.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, I'm sure you know, this is the former Knightsville Pub. So we're very close to opening. It's been a long process. It's been almost a year coming up with. Did a lot of improvements to the building. And indoors, outdoors, we did a complete renovation down to the studs. So it's, as I told Mr. Councilman Papalakis, if he wanted to stop in anytime, and that invitation's open to all of you while the construction's going on and hopefully finishing up. As you may know, the Knightsville Pub, which I don't like to compare myself to them, but did have an entertainment license at this establishment. It's going to be a much different, there's no pool table, there's a bar and seating, bench seating, table seating. We also, just so everybody knows, you may drive by and see what's going on. We were able to purchase recently the business, not the business, I'm sorry, the real estate next door that abuts the Randall and Cranston Street with the parking lot and the old, has a mixed-use building. There's 2 apartments upstairs and there was a salon downstairs. So we did purchase that property just a couple months ago. So as you probably saw, we kind of dug out the, in the middle of the 2 properties to make it look better. And we'll probably be back here in the springtime asking for an expansion of the premises for an outside patio, but that's not what we're here for tonight. So we're just looking for an indoor entertainment license. Merely, the place, as you may know, is not very big. We're not looking to put bands. We're not looking to put DJs. It would be more like a solo musician, something like Steve Palumbo, Ron Giorgio, you probably hear, Sinatra-style music, Italian-style music. As you may know, it is an Italian cafe, so that's the theme. We don't expect any rock and roll bands or anything like that. The place just isn't big enough for that. So that's what we're looking for this evening. Vincenzo Mazza is also here this evening if you have any questions for him. If I haven't answered them all, we hope to be open soon and hopefully see you all. Any questions?
All right, do I have a motion to approve?
So
Motion to
moved.
approve.
Second.
All right, any discussion or questions for the applicant? Councilman Paplaskas.
Thank you, Chairman Ferry. I'm excited for you to open, Mr. Maselli. You've done a great job at the building. Driving by, it doesn't look anything like the former occupant. I don't have an issue with an indoor entertainment license till 1 AM. I don't think it's gonna leave your premises to sound. I have not got any calls or concerns from neighbors about this application, so I will be in support of it this evening, and I wish you a lot of success. I know you've spent a lot of money there making the area look better, and I look forward to you opening.
Thank you. And just so the committee knows, I mean, we put 1 AM on the license on the weekends. We're not even sure that the entertainment would go that long. I mean, that type of entertainment usually generally, it's not a late night crowd that wants to come see somebody sing until 1 AM, but we just wanted to have that option.
Any other questions or comments? I'd just like to say that, glad to see you getting to the finish line. And I'm a little concerned about the 1 AM thing, but if it's not an issue, then it won't be one. But if it becomes one, the council will get phone calls and emails from people, and they'll say, we don't want that anymore. So the last thing we would want is to have you here 6 months from now in front of us saying, people were complaining.
So
So, yeah.
we're certainly, we've gotten to know the neighbors, and so the neighbors know that if there's an issue, we're not looking to be bad neighbors, so.
No, I believe that wholeheartedly. So I just wanted to mention it just to, bring it up. Okay, Councilman Donegan.
Thank you. I've been on the council for 6 years, and when I think right before I joined the council, there were some issues at this property with a previous owner, previous entity. So I just want to say I appreciate kind of the arc that this property has taken over the past couple of years, and I look forward to seeing your business there in Knightsville.
Thank you.
And wish you good luck.
Certainly going to be different than years past.
Well, good luck. Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan?
Yes.
Councilman Donegan? Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Wall?
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas?
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
Okay, continuing, congratulations. Good luck. Continuing under Roman numeral number 8, we have 3 mobile food establishments that we need to ratify. I'd like to have a motion to take those 3 as a block.
Motion to take them as a block, the mobile food establishments.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote on taking those 3 food establishments as a block.
Councilman Ferry?
Yes.
Councilman Donegan? Councilwoman Horoyan?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Wall?
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas?
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
The next, I'd like to have a motion to approve the ratification for Farm to Sandwich, Latte Love, and Leonel Rosario.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan?
Yes.
Councilman Donegan? Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Wall?
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas?
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
Okay, next we have Septage Hauler License, Situate Portable Restrooms. Is anybody here from Situate Portable Restrooms? I think you've been here before. I haven't, okay. All right, just please tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Looking to
Sorry, name and address for the record.
Jordan Rotondo and 50 Kennedy Road, Foster, Rhode Island, 02825. Yeah, we're looking to be able to pump septic tanks and be able to dump in Cranston, so.
So currently you're not doing any business in Cranston.
Not in Cranston.
All right, do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
Any discussion or questions for the applicant? Madam Clerk, please take a vote on Situate Portable Restrooms.
Councilman Ferry?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan?
Yes.
Councilman Donegan?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Wall?
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas?
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
You're all set.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Legacy Pumping. Is anybody here from Legacy Pumping? You drove here all the way from Plymouth?
I did.
Oh, okay. We're gonna make it as short as possible. I would assume you're basically gonna do this, I'm sorry, name and address for the record.
Robert Brenton, 116 Long Pond Road, Plymouth, Massachusetts.
And I would assume that you want to do the same thing as the previous gentleman, start doing business in Cranston.
Yes, dump at Veolia Cranston, yes.
All right, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second,
Any questions for the applicant? Okay, Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horian,
yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Wall.
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas.
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas.
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
You're all set?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Next, we have a victualling license for Anchor Boba Cafe. Is anybody here from Anchor Boba Cafe? Okay, Solicitor Videcchia. Seeing that this is the first item under victualling licenses, number 8, Anchor Boba Cafe. They have 2 items outstanding, a Rhode Island Department of Health license certificate and a certificate of occupancy, and they are not present here. Would you recommend we continue?
I would recommend you continue it. I would not grant this subject to those, approval of those conditions.
Motion continue.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote on continuing that license.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horian,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas.
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas.
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, next we have California Taco Shop. Is anyone here from California Taco Shop? Please step forward and state your name and address for the record.
My name is Otto Piedrasanta.
You might want to spell that for him.
My name is Aro Piedrasanta. My last name spells Piedrasanta. And what else?
Okay, so you're purchasing this business from someone?
This is a restaurant, California Taco Shop, and we are looking to expand more restaurants.
Oh, and this is at 690 Oak Lawn Avenue?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and your hours of operation are going to be 11 a.m. to 10 p.m.?
That's correct.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second,
Any discussion or questions for the applicant from the committee? Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horian,
yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas.
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas.
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
You're all set. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Good luck. All right, next we have Feed the Cheeks. Is there anyone here from Feed the Cheeks? Please step forward. Please state your name and address for the record.
Mahran Izoli, 10 Fisher Street, Foxborough, Massachusetts.
I know you had a little bit of a situation this weekend where you were trying to get open and because the meeting was postponed, everything got delayed because there wasn't enough actual time to have the meeting to even a special meeting. So how did that turn out for you?
We ended up just having a private event with some samples, and then hopefully tomorrow, if it is approved tonight, will be our soft opening.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second,
Any discussion or questions for the applicant?
Actually, I have one quick question. I had called Brittany last week about amending the hours from 12 p.m. open time to 8 a.m. We will be open initially at 12 p.m., but eventually Gardner City wants us to open up even earlier.
Okay, I do have a note here. You want to go 8 a.m. to 11 p.m.,
Correct.
7 days a week. So we have to make a motion to accept that? So we need to withdraw the other motion?
The first motion, I didn't hear if it set the hours. Did it set the hours?
Did not.
Did not, then, no, just make a motion now, setting the hours.
So what were the hours again, please?
8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Most likely will be 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., but just to be on the safe side.
Motion to amend the hours from eight AM to
11 PM.
11 PM.
We have a second?
Second.
Second,
Any discussion?
not on the,
I-
not on the amendment of the time.
Are there other businesses in this area open till 11 PM?
Yes, I believe Ben and Jerry's is, and maybe Tavern in the Square, I think.
Any other questions? Just, I would not feel right if I didn't say this.
Or a coffee
Um,
shop.
You had a private event over the weekend and you were serving food and you didn't have a license. I just need to put that on the record that that should not have happened.
Okay, no, I wasn't, I thought it was just gonna make the sale. We were just giving out samples.
No, it's food. You served food in your business without a license. So I just want to make, it shouldn't have happened. You know, if we could have had a special meeting, we would have, but we didn't have the time. So, okay, Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, you're all set. Thank you. Next, we have Imperial Dynasty Chinese and Japanese cuisine located 100 Atwood Avenue. Is anybody here from that establishment? Do we have a continuance for that? Would you please step forward, Megan? We're talking about Imperial Dynasty, right? Okay, so please state your name and address for the record.
Of the wet law office on 1119 Reservoir Avenue, Cranston.
Okay, and you want to tell us again what you said from,
Okay, so right now at 400 Atwood Avenue, it's China Dynasty. And they are transferring your license to the new owners, which the closing is going to be hopefully soon after the liquor license is approved. And the new buyers are Brothers Chen and Chi LLC, DBA, Imperial Dynasty, Chinese and Japanese cuisine. And because we did not have the letter of good standing from the sellers, we requested a continuance from last week to next month, and I'm here tonight as an observer.
well, the only thing missing here is the Rhode Island Department of Health letter.
To the chair, I mean, based on what I'm hearing, the simplest thing is to simply just continue this to December 2nd. Let's see where we are on the 2nd.
Right, yeah, to observe. I know that I put in a continuance through Brittany and it was approved. So none of the clients on either side, the sellers or the buyers, are aware of tonight.
So you're good with not being able to open up until December 2nd?
Oh, absolutely, there's.
Okay.
a large renovation.
All right, motion to continue?
Second.
I just happen to be.
No, I need a motion. I can't
Motion to
make the motion.
continue.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote on continuing that.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas.
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, it's December 2nd, and we're glad that they're going to open up again.
Absolutely, very exciting.
Thank. Next, we have K Chicken LLC, DBA New Ichiban, located at 146 Gansett Avenue. Is anyone here from that establishment? Please step forward, state your name and address for the record.
My name is Song Chun Cho. My address is 146 Garnett Avenue, Preston.
I see you have one item missing to get the license approved, the Rhode Island Department of Health license
Yeah.
letter. Okay. Have you had any feedback from them as to when they think they're going to get you this information?
Yeah, all everything I ready.
I'm sorry.
All ready.
I'm not understanding what he's saying. the letter from the state.
Say again, please. I don't understand. Say again, please.
The health insurance, the health license letter from the state.
Yeah.
Do you know when you're supposed to get that? Did they give you a date?
I applied there. Yes, maybe he said next week or everything finished.
Okay. I'd like to have a motion to approve this subject to the Rhode Island Department of Health license. We know how long sometimes those licenses can, those letters can take to come in. And if he were to receive it next week, he would have to wait a whole month to open up. So I would like to have a motion to approve this subject to the Rhode Island Department of Health license.
Motion to approve, subject to the reception of the Rhode Island Department of Health license.
Second,
Any discussion or questions for the applicant? Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry.
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, so the license is approved, subject to you getting that approval from the health department, okay? So you can't open until you have that letter and talk to the clerk.
Okay.
All right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
We have no traffic engineer report, no police department business, no fire department business. Next, we have Roman numeral 12. License renewals before the committee. I'd like to have a motion to take the entire Roman numeral 12 as a block.
Motion to take Roman numeral 12 as a block.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
I'd like to have a motion to approve the block.
Motion to approve, sorry, John. Motion to approve the block.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote on approving the block.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas, Council President Marino.
Yes.
Next, I'd like to have a motion to put into record the schedule for the roads on the Patuxent. So move somebody, please.
So moved.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano.
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas, Council President Marino.
Yes.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye. We are adjourned.
At this time, I'm going to call to order the November Finance Committee. Clerk, if you could, please take a roll.
Councilman Donegan,
Present.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Present.
Councilman Ferry,
Here.
Councilwoman Horayan,
Present.
Councilman Campiano,
Present.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Present.
Councilman Wall,
Here.
Council President Reno.
Present.
At this time, I'd seek approval of the minutes of the October 7th, 2024 regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please take a roll.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horayan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas.
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Reno.
Yes.
At this time, we'll entertain approval for the sealed minutes of the October 7th executive session.
So moved.
Second.
If I may, Councilman Donegan, for discussion, just the Scrivener's error, it clearly was not continued. So just to note that.
Thank you, Council President. Any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Donegan, Council Vice President Vargas, Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horayan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Reno.
Yes.
At this time, I'm going to ask for a motion to take the docket out of order.
So moved.
Second.
And the reason for this is there's a resolution under new business that we need to take action on in order to then kind of direct how we will take action on something that's been carried over the past couple months. So we have the motion to take the docket out of order. We have a second. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry.
Yes.
Councilwoman Horayan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Reno.
Yes.
Okay, so at this time, I'm going to open up the floor for public comment and on all new matters before the committee. So at this time, public comment for docketed matters only. And just name and address for the record.
Of course. Hi, my name's Heidi Levine, 22 West Hill Drive, Cranston. I'm here today to speak in favor of an independent investigation into the allegations made against our sitting mayor, Ken Hopkins. I'm deeply troubled by these allegations as they paint a picture of coercion, a total disregard for the law, and an abuse of power. The accusations here are truly stunning. The accusations are that an antique sports car, a 1975 MG, was stolen by the mayor, who later refused to return it, proceeded to affix a city-issued government plate reading 3,000 to it, engaged city employees in a pressure campaign to obtain the car's title from Mr. Broccoli, and then on top of it all, proceeded to drive the car around town, unregistered, still without the title, and then finally took down the photographic evidence to this effect off of Facebook. What a stunning abuse of power if even one single part of my prior sentence is true. The statements made by the mayor's campaign spokesperson, Mr. Murray, only highlight the need for further clarification. Discrepancies of the accounts, such as the questionable placement of the decorative front license plate and the improper use of the unregistered vehicle, further underscore the seriousness of these allegations and the necessity of an independent investigation. The public deserves to know whether any laws were violated or if the mayor misused his position for personal gain. I urge this council to support an independent investigation into these allegations fully. We deserve for our leadership to be held accountable for their actions, and anything less than this would be a great disservice to the city of Cranston. It would set a dangerous precedent that we cannot afford for our community. Thank you.
Good evening. Most of you know me, but my name is Lauren Perdoni. I live at 72 Dean Street here in Cranston. I'm also here today as a concerned resident of our city who is deeply troubled by the recent allegations involving our Mayor Hopkins, as detailed in a 22-page civil lawsuit. The claims that the mayor took an antique sports car from a local businessman and political supporter without payment. Yeah, no problem. The claims that the mayor took an antique sports car from a local businessman and political supporter without payment, placed city-issued plates on it, and later had it restored under questionable circumstances, raised serious questions about his ethics, transparency, and a potential abuse of power. These allegations are not only disturbing, but suggest a potential misuse of city resources and authority. The reported pressure campaign against Mr. Broccoli, aimed at coercing him to hand over the car's title, paints a picture of intimidation and harassment by officials sworn to serve and protect our community, not exploit it for personal gain. Such behavior undermines public trust and calls into question the integrity of our city's leadership. The explanations provided by the mayor's campaign spokesperson only further highlighted the need for clarity. The inconsistencies in these accounts, such as the presence of a supposedly decorative front license plate and the dubious use of an unregistered vehicle, underscore the gravity of these allegations and the urgent need for an independent investigation. The public deserves to know whether laws are broken or if power was abused. I stand here today to ask this council to support a full and independent investigation into these allegations. The people of this city deserve transparency and accountability from their elected officials. We cannot afford to overlook potential breaches of trust or unethical behavior, as doing so would set a dangerous precedent for governance in our community. Thank you.
Robert Murray, 75 Debbie Drive, Cranston, Rhode Island. I had not planned on speaking, but I came to listen, and the only thing more outrageous than this lawsuit is the comments that were just offered by the two previous speakers. This matter has been a political operation from day one. It started on August 28th when this lawsuit was filed in the Superior Court. It is not worthy of an independent investigation by a committee of a council whose members are all partisans, both Republican and Democrat, all who supported the mayor's opponent, the majority who supported the mayor's opponent. This started with a Republican primary opponent. It transcended into the general election. This matter is a private matter to the extent that it involves Mr. Broccoli and the mayor. It's being handled in a lawsuit that's filed that is now in the federal district court. The allegations involving the actions of other city officials is being handled in that same lawsuit, represented by different legal counsel. That's the forum under which this matter should be handled. For the city council to somehow form an independent investigation on this, I think is untimely, inappropriate, and smacks of politics. Mr. Broccoli, first of all, this allegation the mayor stole a car is so outrageous that it's not worthy of comment, but we still have to comment on it. Mr. Broccoli went to the U.S. Attorney, he went to the Rhode Island Attorney General, and they chose not to get involved in this. Yet this council, at the urging of the council president, may feel compelled to do so. This should be stopped tonight. You should allow the legal process to conclude. And when it's concluded, I'm confident the city will prevail against the claims against the city officials. The mayor story will come out. And we're not going to litigate this piece by piece. It's in the, I don't represent him in the lawsuit, but I am telling you that lawsuit, it's in appropriate form right now in the federal district court. It should be allowed to play out. Thank you.
Hi, Drake Patton, 684 Natick Avenue. I've spoken on this issue before regarding the stolen car. And while I appreciate that perhaps Mr. Murray thinks that this is not something that is appropriate for you, I actually think it's highly appropriate for you. You represent us, the citizens, and it is my belief and others' belief that we deserve to know what happened. If city resources were used in any way, if there was an inappropriate use of a city license plate. These are things that none of us in this room, all of you included, would be allowed to do and just get away with. We'd be in trouble, a lot of trouble. So the courts can do what they need to do, and they should do that. But we as citizens have asked for and deserve answers in this and so many other things that have gone on in the city. But this one, you can do something about. Thank you.
Is there any other public comment in person this evening? Seeing none, is there any comment online?
Karen Rosenberg.
Name and address for the record, please.
My name is Karen Rosenberg, and I live at 46 Bow Street in Cranston. I just want to briefly respond. I hadn't planned to speak, but I am offended at the comments by Mayor Hopkins' personal attorney dismissing citizens of our city who are expressing, I think, legitimate concerns about what's transpired and about the right of the public to hear about it. So I just want to point out that it's our tax dollars that are being spent on the defense of these of the mayor and other city officials, and that along with the concerns about ethics, to me, merit an explanation. And what I find so concerning to warrant an explanation is the tinge of corruption that I find in the fact that the mayor cannot seem to explain what would be a simple matter and wouldn't need to wait for an explanation to this civil suit if there was a decent explanation. But what it looks for all the world like is that there was some kind of quid pro quo promised to somebody who had a lot of disputes and a lot of like business before the city, and for whatever reason that person did not get what he expected out of the deal, and that has produced this legal action. We deserve not to have to wait for however many years this grinds through the courts. We deserve to know why our tax dollars are being used for a defense of something that the mayor can't just explain to the public. And so I urge the council to pass the resolution and conduct an investigation. Thank you.
Tom Wojcik.
Good evening. My name is Tom Wojcik, 11 Hall Place, Cranston. I am in support of the resolution, and I'm in support of it not only for the importance of the resolution itself, but I think this also conveys a pattern that I've experienced, and I'll just name one other, and that is the Budlong Pool, where a lot of things transpired behind closed doors. And this is another example of trying to close the doors on the public from knowing. I found it telling, and I'd like to read a paragraph from the Cranston Herald that was written on the night of 11/7. It says, at 9:30 p.m., as the Cranston Herald went to press, Ferry was walking around the room talking to supporters, while his opponent, Hopkins, was behind closed doors at the St. Mary Feast Society. Hopkins briefly called a Cranston Herald reporter into the back room and granted a 2-minute interview at 9:30 p.m. I feel that most of this administration has been backroom. It's time to get out of the back room and shed some light on these critical issues. I'm tired of this administration functioning in the back room. Thank you.
I'm seeing no other public comment, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. At this time, public comment is closed. Okay, there are no new ordinances before the committee. There is a new resolution. This is resolution designating the entire available unexpended and unencumbered balance of the American Rescue Act restricted receipt account for expenditure. This is sponsored by Council President Marino and Mayor Hopkins. At this time, will entertain a motion.
So moved.
And
Is that a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
second,
Okay, there is a motion to approve on the floor. Any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas, Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan,
yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Next, we have next we have real estate tax abatements.
So, motion to approve?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Donegan, Council Vice President Vargas, Councilman Ferry.
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Wall.
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Next, we have tangible tax abatements.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please take a roll.
Councilman Donegan, Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry, Councilwoman Horoyan.
Yes.
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas.
Yes.
Councilman Wall.
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Just waiver approvals.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas.
Yes.
Councilman Ferry.
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano.
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas.
Yes.
Councilman Wall.
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, at this time, we're going to go back to section 4, committee business matters carried over. I want to go back to 62401, which is the ordinance allocating the 2.5 million from the American Rescue Plan Act funds for the purpose of supporting small projects, upgrading City of Cranston and CLCF properties, and providing finance assistance to small businesses. This was sponsored by Mayor Hopkins, continued in July, in September, and in October. Director Moretti, is there any action that you wish us to take given the recent action on the resolution earlier this evening?
So the resolution did, just to be clear, Chairman, did pass on the, make sure I got the right one. Designating the entire available unexpended and unencumbered balance of the American Rescue Plan Act. Did that pass? It did. Given that, yes, we asked that that ordinance proposal be withdrawn then.
All right, I don't believe a vote is required, correct? The ordinance is withdrawn? Thank you. The ordinance is withdrawn and that can fall off our docket going forward. I appreciate your patience. Next, we have ordinance 122301, ordinance in amendment of Title III of the Code of the City of Cranston, 2005, entitled Revenue and Finance, Chapter 3.110, 10-year tax stabilization for property located at Oak Lawn Avenue, Plot 17-3, Lot 670. Oak Lawn Ave tax stabilization, sponsored by Council President Marino. This has been continued several times.
Motion to deny.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, if I may, to the chairman?
Yes, Council President.
The applicant would like to amend their ordinance this evening, and I would entertain subsequent to the vote on the motion to deny, a motion to amend the ordinance, and similarly for 12-2302, a motion to amend this evening.
Solicitor, so the motion is to deny. There's a desire by the sponsor to make amendments. Should we
You should
take a motion to amend or vote on the motion to deny first?
Under Roberts, the way it would normally work is in reverse order, so that the motion to amend actually should come first. It then goes back to the main motion, which would be the motion to deny.
Yes, second.
So we need a second for the motion to amend?
Second.
Okay. Is there any discussion on the motion to amend?
Well, I would like to state what the amendments are as the motion to amend. If I may, through the chair.
Of course, yes,
Okay.
Council President, the floor is yours.
Sure. Yep, 12-2301, which is with respect to the Oak Lawn Avenue development. I'm sorry, I don't have the line numbers before me unless, actually, I may be able to do that. Hold on. Bear with me. We have on line 33 to add the word "and" after the word "property" and place a comma before that. Excuse me, a semicolon before that. So it'll be again, just to be clear, line 33, remove the period, add a semicolon, and add the word "and." Then we will go to line 37. And instead of an operational period of 10 years, it will be amended to 12 years. We will go to line 38. And we will remove the period after the word "property," add a semicolon, and put the word "and." We will go to line 42, remove the period after the word Cranston, put a semicolon, and put the word "and." Then at line 43, we'll be adding a paragraph that states, whereas, comma, the city's tax revenue will grow tremendously pursuant to the terms of this tax stabilization, as the city's tax revenue in tax year 2024 is $1,533.85, based on a valuation of $112,700 for this vacant parcel, comma, but will grow, comma, based on the owner's projected $1.8 million valuation to tax revenue of approximately $11,025 in tax year 2029, and tax revenue of $36,756 at the completion of the tax stabilization period. Based on these current and projected valuations, comma, if the property remained vacant, comma, the city's tax revenue would be $18,400 in total over the next 12 years compared to the tax revenue under this tax stabilization of $205,225, semicolon. And then we go to line 71. Excuse me, line 70, stand corrected, line 70, shall be 12 years and shall, so it's going to be, and replace the 10 years and add 12 years. Then go to line 71, commencing on December 31, 2024, and terminating on December 31, 2036. I'm going to jump back up and go to line 67 and 68. And once again, instead of 10-year, it will be replaced to 12-year. Jump down to section 2.3. And on line 77, it should instead read for tax years 2025 and 2026. Then we go to line 78, and instead of it reading December 31, 2023, that would be changed to 2024. And December 31, 2025. Assessment value multiplied by the 2025 and 2026 tax year rate. Thereafter, the property owner shall make a tax payment equal to the then current assessment value set by the tax assessor, open parentheses, base assessment, close parentheses, and base assessments in quotation marks, multiplied by the then current tax rate, open parentheses, here and after the base assessment tax, close parentheses. And we'll go down to line 91, and we will omit the word windmills and the number 4. I will provide the clerk with these in writing subsequent to the meeting. Then we go to line 121. Section 3.2 will be added. Commencement of performance. Construction or rehabilitation shall commence within 12 months, and the project owner shall obtain a certificate of occupancy within 36 months of the effective date of said agreement, period. A property owner who fails to meet either of these deadlines will be required to retroactively pay the difference between their actual stabilized tax payments and what they would have paid if ineligible for the specified tax considerations, period. The owner may, 12 months prior to the applicable deadline, submit a request to the city council for approval of an extension to such applicable deadline, period. We will go to line 160 and just strike line 160 through 163. And then finally, the Exhibit A, which is referenced, I think, in line 241 or 242, will be amended to reflect on line 1 under the section of tax payment under stabilization agreement. It will instead read December 31, 2024 assessment, fiscal year 2025 commercial tax rate. Line 2 will also say construction in that table of Exhibit A, and it will, under the next section of tax payment under stabilization agreement, will instead read December 31, 2025 assessment, fiscal year 2026 commercial tax rate. Then subsequently, numerically, number 3 would be the 10%, 4 would be the 20% onward. And the years would obviously correlate with that change. Ending with box 12 with full taxation being 100% of the base assessment at year 12 under the commercial tax rate. And that will conclude the motion to amend. What's that? Just go ahead.
Council Vice President.
Sorry, I was just saying we're going to switch it. We want to spell also do a line 7 as well from 10 to 12.
Okay.
How was it? Just the title?
I don't have
If
a line
the
7.
amendment is, if the council president so wishes.
Yeah.
I think that was on the document that we handed out.
I don't know.
I think
In the title,
yeah.
that's why you're trying to, the title, okay, yeah. Included in the motion to amend would be just a title on line 7, would be changed from 10-year to 12-year.
I'll comment. If these are changes that the applicant wishes to be included in what we are going to ultimately make a decision on, then I would be in support of the amendment so that we vote on what they want us to vote on. So I will be in support of the amendment. I do have the question, though, to the solicitor, if these amendments would are they substantive in nature, which we would need reposting and continuation?
Okay. So there's an amendment being proposed, which is extremely significant. It does change the essence and nature of the ordinance. Having said that, I think the best way to proceed is as follows. Have your discussion on the motion to amend. That's the motion that's pending before the court. Before the committee, depending on how the vote goes, if we assume that the amendment is voted up, at that point, I would then suggest that the matter be continued to the next Finance Committee meeting, that the amended ordinance be re-advertised because it is such a significant change. So in addition, the solicitor's office has some strong concerns about the procedural aspect, not the substantive, the procedural aspects of the ordinance, and we would like to communicate that to the members of the committee in a confidential legal opinion. So, as I said, regardless, if this amendment passes, it cannot be voted on tonight because the main ordinance cannot be voted on because this is such a significant change. It does have to be continued out. So to answer your question, the short answer after all of this is yes.
Just if I can clarify one more thing. So you're saying if this amendment were to be approved, then the ordinance as amended, we should continue it rather than vote to decline, to deny or to approve, we should vote to amend, or we just should not?
I don't think you can vote either way to deny or to approve because of the change that's been made. It's very significant and it could very well change someone's opinion one way or the other.
Thank you. Any discussion? Councilman Paplaskas.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm going to be voting against these changes. You know, fundamentally, I disagree with this ordinance and I'll review these changes if it gets amended, but I will not be voting to amend this. But if it does pass, I would like an updated fiscal note from Director Zadelis. I think we need that. I'd also like our council auditor to review these changes and confer with Director Zadelis on that fiscal note. I'd also like an opinion from the tax assessor if that's, you know, feasible. That's a request to the administration. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Campopiano.
I also agree with Councilman Paplaskas and want all those things also carried forward.
Council President.
Thank you. With these substantive changes this evening, I'm not surprised. I expected that this evening we would only be able to make the amendment and that then therefore we would need to continue it due to the depth of the amendments being made this evening. In addition to that, it's standard operating procedure from all the time that I've been on council that we always make sure that we comply and get the fiscal note. So this would be no different in terms of the feedback from the administration as to whatever is required. So I don't think anybody's in disagreement with that this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. The one request I'll make is just when a red line version is distributed to the clerk, if I know that will be included theoretically in the if amendments are approved, if that could just be distributed as soon as possible for review. Councilwoman Renzulli.
Thank you, Chairman. I have said this every time this topic has come up. I'm not happy to have to say it again, but I will in regard to the topic in general and to adding 2 more years to this. These 2 ordinances are corporate welfare. That's what they are. They are not benefiting the taxpayer. They are benefiting the Carpianato Group. Plain and simple. Okay? This has been continued 8 times without a single meaningful revision until tonight, in which it will be continued again. I find that to be a little strange, so I'm just putting it out there. I will not be in support of this with the changes. I won't be in support of it without the changes. This does not benefit the residents of Cranston, and it does not do anything to substantially increase real affordable housing. That's my point. I'm gonna stick to it. I will say it over and over wherever I have to say it. This is bad business for the city of Cranston, and the city of Cranston is not for sale. Thank you.
Council President.
Thank you. Given that I'm the sponsor of this ordinance, I'm thankful for the opportunity to address that. I've said previously as well that this is vacant property. And actually, since my entire time on council, and even before I began my time on council in January 2021, there were projects that this city approved. And there isn't a shovel in the ground relative to those projects. Rhode Island is a state that has a bad reputation for not being very conducive to business. Rhode Island has a bad reputation for not having adequate housing. Our state has been in the news repeatedly for throwing money on a problem without having a solution. This ordinance and its sister ordinance are ordinances that will bring housing to the city of Cranston, that will get shovels in the ground, that can also include affordable housing components. I want to see that happen, and this ordinance will facilitate that. That land is not generating revenue. The sooner the build, the sooner the money to the city. And I appreciate you allowing me the opportunity, since this is the ordinance that I'm sponsoring this evening. Thank you.
Are there any members of the committee that have not had a chance to speak that wish to? Clerk, please take a roll on the amendment.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
No.
Councilman Paplaskas,
No.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
The amendment carries, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so now we're back to the original motion, which was a motion to deny. Solicitor, I apologize. I'm going to ask for your advice again.
So that motion should be withdrawn and a motion to continue should be made.
Councilman Paplaskas, you made the motion to deny, I believe.
I withdraw my motion to deny.
Is there a motion to continue?
Motion to continue.
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? Councilman Paplaskas.
Thank you. I will be voting against continuing this. I think this should take an up or down vote tonight, but I know we can't do the legal advice that we just got. This has been continued long enough. Both of these properties sit in the Fifth Ward. When they came in front of this council for zone changes or through permitting processes, tax breaks were never asked. This is a pure bait and switch. This is bad for the taxpayer. And you know what? We have to put kids in school. We have to provide services. And on top of that, it's going to increase traffic. People in Ward 5 don't want more traffic. I'd rather the land sit vacant on Situate Avenue and let the trees come back and grow back in. I'd rather have that than have the traffic on Situate Avenue or backing up Phoenix Avenue because these get built with tax breaks when they should not be getting them. So I'll be voting no to continue.
Any discussion? Councilman Campiano.
I also be voting no to continue. This has been continued a bunch of times and no changes. With due respect to the council president, I understand these things. This land is vacant and has been going forward, but to hold us hostage for a tax break and then add another 2 years to it, it's just absolutely ridiculous. There's tons of developers out there would love to have those two pieces of property to build something on and without the tax break, they've told me. So again, I'm not for continuing and I'm not for the tax break. Thank you.
Councilwoman Renzulli.
Thank you, Chairman. I do not have a vote tonight, and I know no one cares what I have to say. But regardless if this continues again, or if we heard it tonight, it doesn't change the fact that it's a spot tax break, just in the same way that you do spot zoning. This is not fair compared to the other tax treaty or tax stabilization laws that we have on the books for commercial and industrial property. There are ways to do this so that it's fair to developers across the board. If they have certain qualifications, if they have financial need, if they're going to bring in certain amount of jobs, what are they going to do? This is just for the Capianotto Group on these two properties. And then how is that equal treatment under the law for other developers that are going to want to come in and get the same tax breaks? Just because the land is vacant, we haven't been telling anybody they can't develop on it. In fact, the governor has a ton of money, $60 million in funding for affordable housing projects through Rhode Island Housing, including $30 million in newly introduced state low-income housing tax credits. Capianotto Group can go apply for those credits and start building anytime they want. So why is it that the taxpayer in the city of Cranston should foot the bill when there's other money out there that could be applied for? Why should we go 10 years? And I believe the new number is something like $200,000 worth of taxes we'll get. That only puts 20 kids in public school for one single year. Don't we think more than 20 kids are going to live in this complex, or both of them combined? Definitely. So this is outrageous. You know it's outrageous. Whether you voted up or down, I know that each of you know that this is completely ridiculous. Thank you.
Councilman Ferry.
I think it would be a shame if we allowed other people to move into Cranston. Would be a shame, wouldn't it? We'd have to let other people send their kids to school here. Imagine that. Okay, I would imagine that would be a terrible thing. and then we're gonna turn an empty lot into $200,000 worth of tax revenue. Okay? And we're gonna bankrupt the city. We're gonna bankrupt the city, right? So we shouldn't let anybody move into Cranston except the people that already live here. And we shouldn't build any more housing, okay? Just want to make that perfectly clear. Thank you.
Councilman Campapiano.
All due respect, I don't think that's what we're saying here.
Order, order.
With all due respect, I don't think that's what we're saying here. I'm just gonna leave it at this. I had prepared a statement, but I'm gonna save it for the next time. But I know every one of us, when we get a phone call from any one of our constituents, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, I pay a lot of money to the city of Cranston. I don't think there's one phone call that come by that they didn't say that to me. How can I, in good conscience, especially going forward representing the whole city in January, go forward saying, I voted for a tax break for one of the largest corporations here in Cranston, but you have to pay your fair share. I just can't do it. I just can't vote for it. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion on the motion to continue? Seeing none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan, Councilman Campiano,
No.
Councilman Paplaskas,
No.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, next we have ordinance 122302. Short-term, short title Situate Avenue Tax Stabilization, sponsored by Council President Marino. It's been continued several times. Do we have a motion?
A
Motion to deny.
amend.
Second, a denial.
Recognize the motion to amend.
And was that seconded to the chair? Thank you.
Good. We have a second. Yes.
Thank you. Line 38, motion to amend begins with line 38. After the word percentage, should read of 15%, open parentheses, 15%, close parentheses. Then we will go to line 46. We'll add paragraph, whereas the city's tax revenues will grow tremendously pursuant to the terms of this tax stabilization as the city's tax revenue in tax year 2024 for the property is $23,430 based on valuation of $1,721,500, comma, but will grow, comma, based on the owner's projected $38,225,700 valuation, comma, to annual tax revenue of $780,569 at the completion of the tax stabilization, semicolon, and. We have next paragraph after that, continuing saying, whereas the City Council of Cranston, after due consideration, has determined that it would benefit the city to encourage and assist the owner to use and develop the property, semicolon, and. Then we go to line 52, remove the period, add a semicolon, and add the word and. Then we will go to line 78 and remove 78 and 79, remove 10-year and add 12-year. Then we will go to line 81, change 10 years to 12 years. Line 82, commencing on December 31, 2024, and terminating on December 31, 2036. Continuing with the change on line 83, so that it reads, instead of the year 2034, 2036, open parentheses, the term, please put term in quotation marks, close parentheses, period. Then we go to section 2.3, line 88. We'll remove the year 2024 and instead it should read for tax years 2025 and 2026. On 89, it will be December 31, 2024 and December 31, 2025 assessment values. Continue with multiplied by the 2025 tax year rate. Excuse me, 2025 and 2026 tax year tax rate. And then we'll continue with thereafter, the property owner shall make a tax payment equal to the then current assessment value set by the tax assessor, open parentheses, quote, base assessment, close quotes, close parentheses, multiplied by the then current tax rate, open parentheses, hereinafter, the base assessment tax rate, close parentheses, period. And then it will continue with on line 91 for each tax year thereafter. The property owner shall pay a percentage of the base assessment value of the property multiplied by the then current rate. When Phase 2 Chaplain Heights of the project is completed, the tax assessor shall determine an assessment value of the property that will serve as the updated base assessment for the remaining term of the agreement, open parentheses, updated base assessment, close parentheses, and the updated base assessment will replace the base assessment in the calculation of tax owed. See tax stabilization plan incorporated therein and attached as if fully reproduced and attached here to and as Exhibit A. We will go to line 106 and strike number 4 in windmills. Line 144. We'll add section 3.2, commencement of performance. Construction or rehabilitation shall commence within 12 months, and the project owner shall obtain a certificate of occupancy within 36 months of the effective date of said agreement period. A property owner who fails to meet either of these deadlines will be required to retroactively pay the difference between their actual stabilized tax payments and what they would have paid if ineligible for the specified tax considerations, period. The owner may, 12 months prior to the applicable deadline, submit a request to the city council for approval of an extension to such applicable deadline, period. Line 183 will strike that entirely. Similarly for line 184, 185, those will be stricken. Lines 192 to 194 will be stricken. Lines 201 to 203 will be stricken. Then we will go to the table between 297 and 298, and the table will be changed so that line 1 reads construction. The next section over under tax payment under stabilization agreement will instead read December 31, 2024 assessment, fiscal year 2025 commercial tax rate. Year 2 will read construction, December 31, 2025 assessment, fiscal year 2026 commercial tax rate. The subsequent years will change, numbers 3 through 12, subsequent changes chronologically, then 3 through 12. And on the last line of 12, it would read full taxation, 100% of base assessment, year 12 commercial tax rate. And we can go to the title, line 7, change that to 12 years. And that will complete the motion to amend.
Is there a second on the motion to amend?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please take a roll on the
Chair, could just have one clarification. On line 49, should that be 12 years also?
Yes.
Councilman Donegan?
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas?
Yes.
Councilman Ferry?
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
No.
Councilman Paplaskas?
No.
Councilman Wall?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
Is there a motion to continue?
Motion, second. Sorry.
Motion to continue.
Second.
And I apologize, the motion is to continue as amended, correct? Okay, so we have a motion to continue as amended. That is seconded. Is there any discussion on the motion to continue as amended? Councilwoman Renzulli.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm not sure if this is the appropriate time to ask this, but can we request to get the amended, the redlined version sooner than, the regular 48 hours that it needs to be posted for the next meeting? Can we have that as soon as it's ready? Or do we need to wait and only have 48 hours to actually visually go through everything that was just presented to us?
As I asked for the previous ordinance, as soon as that is available through the clerk's office, it would be appreciated if that is distributed to all members of the city council. Additionally, a fiscal note. I know it was requested on the previous one. That fiscal note for the advertised today for us, we did not receive the fiscal note until 5 o'clock? If Director Zadelis could please get that to us as soon as possible, it would be appreciated. That way we have the time to review that prior to the December Finance Committee meeting.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Donegan? Council Vice President Vargas?
Yes.
Councilman Ferry?
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
No.
Councilman Paplaskas?
No.
Councilman Wall?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. It is so both 12-2301 and 12-2302 will be continued to the December Finance Committee meeting. Okay, lastly, we have a resolution calling for an no more amendments. No offense. Resolution calling for an independent investigation relative to complaint PC 2024-4766, David Broccoli et al. Versus Kenneth Hopkins, the City of Cranston, Anthony Moretti, Paul McCauley, David Rodeo, and Christopher Millay et al. This is sponsored by Council President Marino. We do also have executive session scheduled. First, we'll entertain a motion on the resolution, and then we'll go into.
If I may, Councilman Donegan, I'd recommend we go into executive session first. Thanks.
At this time, I'll entertain, go into executive session pursuant Rhode Island General Laws 4246 5A2.
So moved.
Any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please take the roll.
Again, Council Vice President Vargas, Councilman Ferry.
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, no votes were taken in executive session. At this time, we'll entertain a motion to seal the minutes of executive session.
So moved, second.
Any discussion? Seeing none. Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry.
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas.
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, before us, we have a resolution calling for an independent investigation relative to PC 2024-4766, David Broccoli et al. Versus Kenneth Hopkins, the city of Cranston, Anthony Moretti, Paul McCauley, David Rodeo, and Christopher Malay. Do we have a motion?
Motion to amend?
Second.
Okay, Council President, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I'd like to amend line 45 so that it reads, after the word seriously, there's a comma. And it will continue after that saying respects the legal process and that these are allegations, comma, including but not limited to the, and it then will continue on line 47. On line 48, after the word liability, there will be a comma, and it will say, which have yet to be admitted or proven by plaintiff, period. And to be clear, on line 45 and 46, we're striking the words, and it seeks to initiate the appropriate independent investigation into these. That's going to be stricken. Okay. And also line 56, so that after the word that, 3 words in, it will continue. Should the allegations of the plaintiff be admitted or proven, comma, then, and it will continue, say, an independent investigation may commence, period. The remainder, may commence for the reasons articulated in the body of this resolution, period. That will be the motion to amend.
Is there a second on the motion? Any discussion on the amendment? Council President.
Thank you, Councilman Donegan. The changes, I'll read more fluently. So 45, line 45 is going to read, whereas the city council takes these allegations seriously, respects the legal process, and that these are allegations including but not limited to the inappropriate use of city employees and city resources for the mayor's private taking of a vehicle, having exposed the city to liability, which have yet to be admitted or proven by plaintiff. And again, to read more fluently in line 55, with the now therefore be it resolved that the Honorable Cranston City Council respectfully requests that should the allegations of the plaintiff be admitted or proven, then an independent investigation may commence for the reasons articulated in the body of this resolution. The point being, despite commentary this evening from the mayor's personal attorney that this is partisan, let's remember that the title of this resolution and throughout it calls for an independent investigation. This is not partisan. The mayor has chosen to speak publicly on numerous occasions about this complaint that is pending against him. I have heard from countless members of the public about concern of the potential use of city resources, but we all agree that we need to let the legal process play itself out. These allegations may not, as alleged, they may not be true. So these amendments to this resolution this evening is such that it is giving the mayor the benefit of the doubt, the defendants in general, to the benefit of the doubt. But if in fact it turns out that the allegations are proven, then it's prudent upon us, it's our fiduciary obligation, it's prudent upon us as representation of the public to have the option to then conduct an independent investigation should there be admissions or these allegations be proven true. If it turns out they're not, then there's no need for that independent investigation. To be clear to the public as well, this resolution procedurally is only good until the end of this term. That's just the way resolutions happen to operate procedurally. Again, we think that it is important, given the situation, to have this as an option should there be proven admissions. Should these allegations be proven, or should there be admissions between now and the end of the year due to the serious nature of the allegations? Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Councilman Paplaskas.
Thank you, Chairman. I'll be voting against this resolution this evening, but mostly because this is a moot point. This is a civil case, not a criminal case. I think that we have a fiduciary duty to the city on top of the point being moot in 6 weeks where this council ends. This resolution falls off the table and a new council would have to take it up. We're not going to know anything in 6 weeks. Court process can play out for years. So honestly, I just feel like this resolution is just an avenue to poke at the mayor and grab a headline. So I won't take part in it. I will be voting against it. Thank you.
Before I call for a vote, I'll say I was prior to this amendment, I would have been voting against the resolution as it was written. However, the amendments, with the amendment, the resolution essentially says if the allegations are true or admitted, if they're proven or admitted, that there should be an independent investigation. And as I sit here in this seat, I can't get over the hurdle of telling myself that if the legal system plays out and finds that anyone and any member of city government did something inappropriate within their position, that there shouldn't be some sort of investigation into that conduct. Now, yes, this resolution ceases at the end of this term, but something could happen in the next 6 weeks, probably unlikely, but something could. I want to be very clear that I hope the allegations are proven false, because I would never want something like this to, or as alleged to occur in the city. And you know, I served with Mayor Hopkins on the city council, as I know several of us did. I think he's a good man, of good character. And so I hope that these allegations are proven to be false and that this is a moot point going forward. But at the end of the day, I have to ask myself, if someone did something within their office that was improper and was proven in a court of law, should there be an investigation into that? I think my answer is yes. So that's why I'll be voting the way I am tonight. Is there any further discussion? Councilwoman Renzulli.
Thank you, Councilman Donegan. I do not have a vote tonight, but I do have an opinion, which I will keep brief. I do agree with what you are saying in regards to if someone is doing something wrong, they are a city official, then it would be right to investigate them. As far as this particular resolution, I think it is extremely broad, and some of the things that are included in it And in regard to the admission, I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but this is a civil case, not a criminal case. If certain things, when we say admission, are taken out of context from the legal case and then used in order to have a separate investigation, I would have a problem with that. So that is just my opinion, but I do agree with you that if someone is doing something wrong, then they should be investigated. Thank you.
Councilman Campiano.
Thank you, Chairman. I also agree with you, Councilman Donegan. I would want something investigated if it does come true. But as far as the resolution, I think we should wait till due process, find out what happens, and then after that, make the appropriate actions. So I will be voting against this tonight. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
No.
Councilman Paplaskas,
No.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Motion carries, correct? All right. Lastly, there is a correspondence and communication from Clifton Larson Allen LLP. This is on here for informational purposes only.
And I'm sorry, through the chair, can we just verify with the clerk, did a motion, and I may have missed it, the motion to amend, were they both voted on and the resolution as amended?
I'm sorry?
What, was it just the motion to amend that we just voted on? Was it
Yes.
not the, okay.
Yeah.
So thank you. The amendment has carried. Now we'll entertain a motion I'll entertain a motion to approve as amended.
Moved.
There's a motion, there's a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Donegan, Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry.
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan, Councilman Campiano.
No.
Councilman Paplaskas.
No.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Lastly, there is a letter from Clifton Larson LLP on the docket for informational purposes related to the city audit. Any discussion? Seeing none, with no other matters before us this evening, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Ayes have it. We are adjourned.